This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
A job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you.
Jerry Jones. First and foremost, there's a whole lot of lack of respect on the part of these two radio announcers. It starts with respect, first and foremost. And Stephen A., I've heard Swagoo, I've heard The Odd Couple. They all had their takes concerning it, and they're saying Jerry was the bully here. Jerry is bullying. He's not wanting to answer the questions. He went into boss mode, and I beg to differ. First and foremost, radio and TV announcers, personalities, they got the big head. They think because they are the star of their program, of their format, that they have permission to talk to everyone that they interview as though they boys or as though they're in a higher position than those that they're interviewing. And they forget that when you're talking with an owner, when you're talking to a president, when you're talking to these type of individuals, there must be honor and respect. That needs to set everything in check. You cannot go into that interview thinking you're sitting across the table from a player, a regular Joe or Jane. You can't do it. Jerry Jones has earned the right to be honored. He's earned the right to be respected. And when folks get out of line, this is what owners do. I think you guys forget what happened to, Don Lemon, when on a platform that Elon Musk laid out for Don Lemon forgot who he was talking to. And Don Lemon doesn't have that show anymore on the X platform. Elon Musk says anybody who will disrespect him on his own platform, anybody who would talk to his boss like that, does not deserve to be employed and does not deserve to be in the same room with that individual. And so many times nowadays, folks forget their position. I was talking to my son. I said, the audacity is like the pen looking up at the writer and saying, hey, you ain't writing this right. No, don't write it like that. Like what? Like what? I think my son was talking about movies and things of that nature. And I think we were talking about Mr. Amos, Florida Evans' husband in Good Times. He passed away. And I played a clip for my son about John Amos getting that call that he will not be on Good Times anymore. And John Amos even said in the audio recording that he blew it, that he was becoming a problem. And you get rid of problems if you're the boss and you have the power. I don't need problems. I need people who are gonna write. I need people who are going to take what's been written and act on it. I don't need pushback. I got timelines. I got money on the line. I got a lot going on. I got 3 other TV shows that I'm producing. I don't need no chinks in the armor. I don't need folks wanting to tell me how to do my show, how to run my program. And this is the same thing that's happening with these 2 individuals with Jerry Jones, is you got 2 individuals. They forget who they are. They forget who they talking to. And now they talking as though they the owner or the general managers of the team. And you're like, wait a minute. I pay your check. I I gave you this platform. I gave you this opportunity. Don't get it twisted. Don't get sideways on me. And I would say and do the same thing. I have to pull your card and help you recognize on this platform. Don't get it twisted. You know, they're on a live radio show and you trying to back the owner. You trying to back Jerry Jones into a corner. You trying to make him stutter and stymie. Oh no, we gotta make changes here. And the folks on ESPN has took it to another level, like he threatened them not having a job. No, he's saying I can get somebody else to give me these questions. It don't mean you don't have a career anymore. I mean, you can go there, but I don't believe that's what he's suggesting. He's suggesting, hey, I can get somebody to replace you and somebody else could ask me these questions. Yo, in our society, folks, the lack of respect is ridiculous. We don't know what honor is supposed to look like. Think about it. Right now, Stephen A. Smith is in contract situations going on right now. Imagine him interviewing his boss, the CEO of Disney, and he talking in a manner similar to these two gentlemen who were talking to Jerry Jones. How is that contract situation going to pan out? If Stephen A. get out of pocket and forget who he is, and we know how Stephen A. even talking about his boss on the ESPN, he tones down. I go to sleep at night thinking how I'm gonna make my boss money. He knows how to tiptoe and talk in a way that is respectful, that is honoring, and he's making sure he knows who he's talking about. He's not talking about a player. He's not talking about a has-been. He knows I'm talking about the CEO of ESPN, the CEO of Disney, and he has to change his tone. And that's what these two individuals needed to do. Change their tone, change their questions. There is a way to get an answer and not come across in a manner that these individuals was coming across. And then on top of it, laughing and cackling and making light of the situation. That's not how you do a owner. That's not how you do a Jerry Jones. He's won Super Bowls, the $1 billion team. You have to put all that in check and recognize who you're talking to, that this is not your only interview. You're not trying to show him up. You're not trying to shame him. You're not trying to point your finger in his face. You're not trying to be somebody that you're not. And I like how Jerry says, wait a minute. You trying to solve my issues with my team? Well, maybe you need to come to the owner's meeting with me afterward, because maybe you guys doing the wrong job. You need to be an owner. You need to come with me. You're a bunch of Einsteins behind the microphone. And that's what happens. Folks get puffed up on pride, get puffed up on ratings, get puffed up on all this. And then they think everybody that sits in front of them, they can disrespect. They cannot bring honor. They cannot change their tone and recognize that you have an honorable individual in front of you. You have not only your boss, but you have the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. No matter how many games they lose, the season is not over yet. Things could change. And these individuals, I think they know now that change may be just what is about to take place. It's the OG.